Hey guys. Hmm. Romeo's calling for you guys right now. Romeo! He's like, Mom, I hear you talking to people. Well, come on, bud. I've been dying for this. I've been dying to connect with you guys. I've been literally dying all weekend long because I've been so sick. You can hear my voice. I didn't have any voice this weekend. Hey guys, which is what I'm going to talk about too, and all the work that I had to put in my recovery and not working and not overdoing it. Yay, gem in the eye. I'm so glad that you could make it. Look, 22 people, 22. This is going to be a good read. Hi guys. My divine masculine is here too. Everyone say hello to him. Okay, so he's going to be a moderator in here too. If anybody else wants to be a moderator for the session, if you were here for the last live stream, you know why we need some moderators, even though it was a very good lesson learned. And it was important to the energy that we had there. If anybody else wants to be a moderator, I will add you right now, actually. Hey, guys. As always, there is Reiki energy present here. They just had me set up a little bit and make sure that the energy is always present in the room, but the energy that I needed to send to you guys was not as much as I needed to. So kudos to you. And I feel like it kind of goes along with a lot of the message that's coming out today that I feel like is going to be part of this reading too, in you guys doing the work, stepping up and doing the work for yourselves, and not needing as much support, not needing as much energetic support from other people and from people who offer it openly. But you guys are doing more of the work, and you need to be doing more of your own healing work in order to really step forward. So it's good that I didn't need to send you guys as much, but it's here, it's present, it's holding this space. I am holding this space in so much love. My divine masculine is here holding this space. The connective energy between us is holding this space, and we've set this sacred container to be a really powerful space of unity right now. So that's what you're feeling. If you feel a certain way when you come into this chat, when you listen to this reading, if it's live or even if you're listening to it later, feeling that energy is intentional on our part, and it's meant to support you guys in the energy of union. Hi guys. Okay, mysterious energy. I'm going to go ahead and add you as a moderator if that's okay. I don't know. I didn't see if there's anybody else that offered to be a moderator. My divine masculine is also moderating too, so there may not be much that you guys need to do. Hopefully, we don't need it at all. But if you just feel like there's someone in here that the comments are not quite appropriate, or it's aggressive, or whatever you think, you just block them, and that would be it. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that. See, look at that. And just even as I did that, it adds to the sacred space. It adds to the connective energy and sets it up to let you guys know that you're safe, you're protected, that there are people that are looking out for you and for any kind of negative energies that would want to come in here and want to knock us off of our high. They can't do that anyway, regardless of whether they're here or they're not here. Those energies they're meant to be interference energies, and we recognize them and we see them and we appreciate them for the lessons that they show us, but it's not going to take away from the unity energy that you have here. Hey, W Luna Bo, I see you too. I'm going to add you on there. I was hoping you would be here actually. So, okay, I've got 3 moderators. I'm pretty sure that should be enough. Yes, they are just an annoyance. They are also lessons. So I was just talking to someone today. They wanted to reassure me about one of the comments that was on one of my videos. Someone said that the last live session that I had was too long. Your videos are becoming too long. And she just wanted to reassure me that please just don't let that affect you. Take that with a grain of salt, and please know that there are people who they don't care how long your videos are. They just want to be in the energy of that, and please don't let that affect you or let it bring you down or anything like that. It was very encouraging, and I really appreciate it. And I agree, but I also let her know that I take it with more than a grain of salt because it's important to me. That point of view is important to me, even if it feels like it was a little bit heavier. If it came from a place of just a little bit of bluntness and kind of like, your shit's becoming too long. I'm out of here. It came from a place of resonance. That person definitely resonated with me, but it also came from a place of lack where they were wanting answers. They want them in a quicker way. They want to be able to come to it, get the message, and then take off as if the work that they put into it was not quite where it needed to be. It's like, I need to get the answers from someone, and I don't want to have to put in the work to get them myself. Doing the work yourself is so, so, so important. So this is an arena to be able to get some answers that you want answered. And I'm just going to answer people's questions right now. I don't really have a plan for what this live chat is going to be, other than a connective space for us to be able to bounce ideas off of each other or questions or whatever we need to talk about right now. It's collective energy. So a lot of times everybody's talking about the same thing. And so a lot of time what you want to know about and what I want to know about and the energies that I'm feeling right now are collective, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing." Um, but it's important to recognize that that person was also, no matter how it was presented, they were mirroring something back to me too. So whatever my initial reaction was to that comment, that's something that I need to examine too. Because initially it was just like, oh God, I know they are pretty long. I don't like for them to be that long. I don't like to watch readings that are super, super long. I don't always have all the time. But I also don't always make the time for readings or readers or finding the message because it gets to be exhausting. This work is not easy. Finding the answers for yourself in a spiritual journey is not always easy. And sometimes we really want to take the easy road. We want other people to hold us up. And it's like, this reader is always so supportive, and I always get my answers. I always get like this really potent, saturated message from hers, and they're only 15 minutes long. It's perfect. And then when it goes a little bit longer, it's like spirit is guiding you to, you need to put a little bit more time into this, and it's worth it at the end. You're going to find the answers that you need, but it can't always be this person. This person is guiding you to stay in it, stay in the energy of it, search for yourself, find those answers for yourself. She's guiding you to something. And so you need to make a little bit of time for it. And for me, it was not being defensive and thinking that I wasn't enough, but it was also about recognizing that people are at all different stages of their journey, which I know. But there are some times where they aren't able to say, I resonate with you. I really need some help here. But I'm not able to express that in a way that makes sense to me or to you. And so I'm kind of bailing on the whole thing. I felt the resonance from that message underneath of it. And so I don't know where that tangent was going, other than the support that I felt from people bringing that message to me and saying, don't let it bother you. I also wanted to let you know that there's many ways to look at it. And I always embrace whatever might seem negative in the first place. I definitely embrace that for, okay, what am I being shown right now? I'm always doing the work. That's the point, really. I'm always doing the work. If something negative comes to me, I have gotten to a point where I feel like I can observe it from the outside. I can observe my thoughts. I can observe my feelings and reactions to whatever that negativity is and learn from it. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always working. And it's gotten me to the place where I am right now. It's gotten me to just this higher view and this ability to be happy and be joyful, even in the moments of being unsure and having fear and having a reaction and feeling like I'm being attacked. I'm still learning about those situations. So that's a really important thing to understand, is that I'm always putting in the work. And not everybody is up for that, but you will be built up to that. And it's what helps you to ascend at a faster rate. Everybody's going to ascend at their own rate. But for me, I don't want you guys to forget about all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. And I don't tell you everything that is happening. I don't tell you all the healing that I'm doing. I am constantly warring through every single interaction in my life, every conversation, every reading that I see, every message that I get from my friend. I know that it all has a purpose. I know that this person just messaged me that for a reason. I'm constantly putting pieces together. And I'm doing all the work that you guys are doing too. Everything that I'm suggesting or that spirit is giving me a message to give you guys, I have already gone through it, or I'm in the process of going through it. That's why you resonate. And so it may look like I have certain answers for you for what your next phase is, but where did I get those answers from? It's not just coming from here. It's coming from my empathic experience that I just went through before that, or have gone through at some point in my journey. And I push and I push and I push and I push for answers and growth. And I just can't wait to see the next thing. I can't wait to see what opens up for me next and where I'm headed after this, because I know that in the pain, I'm just going to, once I come through it and am brought to the light of it, gosh, it's just fucking beautiful. I've hit so many beautiful things. I can't wait for the next thing. I can't wait. I'm a warrior. I'm just always, always pushing for more happiness, more light, more growth, more connection with you guys, more connection with this loving energy. Congrats, Randy. I don't know what the congrats is. I want to go back up to it. I'm in the beginning of reconnection with my DM. I pray it's destiny too. Don't lose sight of where you were before that. It shouldn't change your journey, except to allow you to shine your light even more. If it ends up being something tumultuous or something that you need to re-examine, or it ends up being like, oh, they stopped communicating with me or whatever it was, that has a purpose also. It's meant to show you something. It's meant to show you some sort of distortion that's still there, that you're not examining within yourself. Don't forget about the mirror and how everybody mirrors everything back to you. But I definitely am holding you in that space. And I'm praying that you have stepped into the next level of union energy. Because if that's the case, then the growth within you is going to come shining through and is being reflected on the outside. So I'm holding you in that light, the light of the union within you. Thank you, love all around. Your love and energy is wonderful. It's a tight energy for so many of us. Some lose patience and some don't have the bandwidth for long messages. That's true. I know it's cool, but I don't want to abandon those people either. Whether they fall off or they don't fall off. Just by coming out, just by my coming out message and the trigger alert message that I had, I lost over like 200 subscribers and continue to lose them here and there. I think it's with more people coming on and seeing those messages and getting triggered and having fear and not being ready for whatever this is becoming. And I had a lot of fear surrounding that in the first place, but I know that it is bringing in even stronger energies who do resonate with this in order to hold up the light for when they get to the point where they can handle it and understand the triggers and embrace the triggers and make them launching points. So we are saturating this, even though there's less people, we're saturating this space with even more like potency, with like union growth potency. That's how I see it. Oh, I love palindromes, by the way. She said she's seeing so many palindrome clock messages, and I see them all the time. It's mirror numbers. And so sometimes when those messages come up, when you get a clock message that's a mirror, like she said, 343, I always get 1221 or 2112 or something like that. They're definitely, it could be about a message coming through that you think is about another person. I think this is about, I'm thinking about my divine masculine and what they're doing. And spirit is trying to get your attention and saying, it's not outside of you. It's not on another person. It's just being reflected on another person because you're not able to see it within yourself. So if you say this message is about my divine masculine, they're wanting you to say, this message is about me. and apply it to your inner divine masculine energy because it's part of your healing. It's something that you can heal. It's a distortion within you that you're not sure of just yet. All right, I see 333. I see 333 all the time. So my divine masculine is in here. It's light side energy healing. And we see 333 all the time. That's why I started it today at 333. It's about ascended masters. It's about being connected to divine masculine energy. I associate that with Jesus energy because he is, in my eyes, the divine masculine, the sacred masculine energy. And when that shows up, he's trying to tell us something. He's trying to tell us something about syncing. 33 is Jesus's number to me. The other 3 is, in my eyes, mind, body, and spirit. So it's Jesus telling us something about what we need to be paying attention to in order to come into union with mind, body, and spirit. That's how I've been seeing it. So it feels like, hey, Shane, it feels like it's been like that's part of what this message is going to be. Help from divine masculine, sacred masculine energy in order to help you guys come into union between mind, body, and spirit for yourself and also your sacred counterpart. It's the energy of that is present right now here in this reading. I missed you guys so much too. I really just wanted to kind of sit in the energy of this and sit in this knowing and this connection and this union energy between me and you guys. I told you that I'm such a warrior and I do this work all the time and I'm constantly pushing in my own healing and my own journey because I really want to be a warrior for you guys as well and to translate the message of that through my filter. And Spirit had to literally knock me on my ass this weekend with no voice at all. I mean, I couldn't speak at all. I was so tired. I couldn't move. I was completely disconnected here. And they do that shit on purpose. They're just like, okay, you warrior, you definitely warrior through, but you're going to burn out. You're burning out right now. And these people need you. And because you haven't been paying attention enough to your self-care, you're going to burn yourself out. And so they knocked me on my ass and I still warriored through. And I was getting healing from my divine masculine. And I was doing some of the healing myself until I actually just really surrendered. And I was just like, all right, I'm just going to sleep. On Monday, I slept all day long. I didn't even try anymore. And I was trying to stay awake. I was beating myself up about all the things that I was missing. And I have readings to do. And I owe people recorded readings. And I really want to get on and connect with you guys. And they knew that all of those things were going to come up for me, that's how I function. And so they took my voice away. So I couldn't even do that. It's so important to know your limits and to recognize those opportunities as learning opportunities too. Because I don't see everything either. I don't see myself as much as I should. And so I rely on you guys for that. And I rely on Spirit for that. When I'm not actively paying attention to what I need, they're going to show me what I need and they're going to knock me on my ass. 6116. So at the top of my screen, there is how many people and how many thumbs up. And it says 61 people, 16 thumbs up. So 6116 is a mirror number. It's mirroring that back to you guys too. So everything that I had going on, there's a bunch of you in here right now who are not paying attention to self-care. You're not doing enough for yourself. You're not doing enough of the work for yourself. And you're also doing too much for other people. You're not giving yourself enough self-care and you're going to burn out. What can I do after I burn out? Somebody just asked. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Please don't let it get to that point. But when you do that, you really, really have to listen to your body because a lot of times what burnout is intuitive burnout. And it causes a disconnect. It causes physical manifestation of an imbalance on the inside, on an energetic level. You have to rest. Self-care is so important. Take a salt bath. Make sure that when you meditate, don't meditate in a space where you need to get back into your headspace again. Get down into your body. Use sound waves. Use sound baths. Make sure that you step outside in the sun and absorb as much sun as you can. Ground yourself into your physical body as much as you can in order to rejuvenate yourself in that way. Burnout is a lot of times up here and it's overworking yourself. For me, it's from an intuitive headspace. And so I have to get down into my body. They forced me to do that by not allowing me to speak and not allowing me to even really move. I just had to lay there and rest my body. Rest is very important. Water is so important. Hi, Lane. Swerve says, is this Christian? What do you mean by that? Me talking about Jesus? Is that Christian? Is that the question that you're asking me? Oh, and Jamie Watson, I want to adjust that one too. Okay, so for me, it depends on how you define Christian. If you mean religious, as in connected to a religion, no, that's not what Jesus is to me. It's an energy. It's a relationship. It's not a religion. It's more Jesus, the light worker, Jesus, the ascended master, Jesus, the energy healer. That's who Jesus is to me. And just like a lot of other sacred masculine ascended masters, he's just the one that has been a guide for me. I grew up Catholic and I have some, yes, are you fucking kidding me? Swerve says, oh, okay, so I won't be scolded for being gay here. This is the place you will not be scolded for it. This is the place where we say, it is an energy, not a gender. If you are divine feminine energy, it's an energy. It's not a gender. It's not connected to that. This is the place where we understand that more than anybody. I mean, I speak for myself, but I also speak for my people that are usually here with me. Yeah, no. There's someone in here called Fart Cream. Just love your name. Is that a traditional tarot deck? Let me stop giggling about your name real quick, but no, this is an oracle deck. This is energy oracle cards. And I'm just sitting here playing with them right now. I am going to pull some cards here soon, but that was funny. Okay, I want to go back up to Jamie Watson said, I felt someone is my twin for 7 years now, but they still show no interest in me. But every time I say I'm letting go, I get another sign not to. It's all in perception and how you are interpreting the signs. If you are interpreting the signs that are drawing you back to that, if that person keeps coming back into your field, but you're looking at it outside of yourself as a person and not an energy, spirit is trying to show you something about who you were this whole time you've been connected to them. And if nothing has progressed from it, but you have ascended further on your spiritual growth, the 5D is not matching up with the 3D and still not matching up, but you are ascending and you are coming into higher consciousness, they're showing you something else about this energy that is helping you to further let go. Your perception, though, is that they're telling you to hold on to that person, that they're giving you a sign. And so that must mean that we are connected and that this is my divine partner. Instead of looking at it as, what are they trying to show me? If it's not that I am connected with that person, because it hasn't, the evidence of that hasn't manifested in 7 years, then what are they trying to show me about that person? Maybe they're trying to show you something about yourself that is going to help you to fully let go of this person, or they're showing you, they're guiding you in the tools that you need to be able to let them go. It's just that your ego and fear steps in and says, no, I still want to be connected to them. I do really deep down inside, I need to be connected to them. I have, it's almost like sometimes your identity is wrapped up in that person because it's been that way for so long. For 7 years is a long time. Think about the mirror. They're mirroring something back to you. What is it that spirit is trying to show you about you? It's about that energy, not that person. That's coming into a higher consciousness. And you're able to do that. And eventually the signs that connect you to them will stop coming in that way, because you're going to associate them with yourself and not with that person. And at that point, it's going to be easier and easier to let go if that's what you choose to do. Okay, I just want to catch up real quick. Oh, so Lloyd, will you keep track of some of these messages, some of these questions in here because there's some good ones I think we should address probably. Dawn G. Berg says something on here too I want to get to. Jennifer C. Hawk, is there PayPal information? Yeah, if you go to the box below, the super chat is enabled right now too. I don't really know much about super chat, but I know that you can, it's kind of like donating and it keeps your comment pinned at the top so that I can see your comment. If you have a question or something like that, we'll give priority to the ones that donate on here. But PayPal information just for a donation in that way, it should be in the box below. It's paypal.me with a / Hawk Intuition. But the information for that should be in the box below. I'm not sure what it looks like for a live chat though, so let me know if it's not there or whatever. All right, I'm just gonna catch up a little bit. I'm gonna pull a couple of cards from this deck for just current energies for you guys right now. But I also want to start, before you guys add more questions, I just want you to focus for 1 second. And I have 3 I am statements that came up in my meditation right before that. And I want to get to those first so that I don't forget, because it's setting the tone for the energy of healing that is going to be present right now. So just take a second, come to yourself, come into a stillness within yourself, and accept these for yourself and say them with confidence. I'm reflecting this back to you. I'm saying these things about me, and you're saying them about you and saying them about me. All right. I am safe. I'm confident. And I'm sovereign. That last one felt good. They all felt good. That one felt real good. All right, I'm gonna pull 2 cards. Apparently they just flipped right over. There's 3 of them. Current energies right now for this collective that's watching right now, whether it's live chat or whether it's the replay later. Archangel Metatron. Some of you are getting ready to bust through. It's like a huge veil. This is like a really, really powered up. This is like a really, really charged. Okay, so I had a session with someone the other day, and we were talking about like static electricity and the way that sacred, or the way that sexuality, it creates this charge, this energetic charge. And the more that you feel it, especially the more that the Kundalini rises, the more that you awaken, this sexuality is being awakened and being awakened. And when you have a connection with another person who causes it to be charged in that kind of way, it builds like static electricity. And if you don't find the proper way to like discharge that energy, if you think about the way static electricity works, if you were to, my sisters and I used to have this game where we put slippers on and we would drag our feet along the carpet and we would chase after each other and build up as much static as we could and then like shock the shit out of each other on purpose. If you build up that static and you touch something by accident, it's going to discharge and it's going to hurt and it's going to be painful. In a lot of ways, that's the power that sexuality has. And when it comes from a distorted place, when there's distortion and when there's trauma connected to that, static within, a sexually charged kind of connection with anyone around you, it's going to build and it's going to build and it starts to get dangerous. And if you don't know how to harness the energy of that kind of sexuality and discharge it in a way that isn't all of a sudden and in a needful kind of way, a sexual need itself will build up and it'll build up and you'll end up with someone just because of a need. And, I just need to discharge this physical energy. A lot of you are coming to a space of understanding how to harness that energy and how to use it in order to manifest things in your outside world. It's not just of a sexual nature, but it's abundance, it's jobs, it's relationships, it's success, it's empowered in a way that isn't power like a controlling kind of way. When that charge gets to be too much and it's about to discharge in an unhealthy way, that's control, and that is not healthy. Drawing on the energy of that, the sacred sexuality that builds for you, and using that to manifest things around you is a really important thing for you guys to look into. Right now is when they're telling me there's a lot that people don't know about that and the way to harness sacred sexual energy to use in manifestation. Please look that up. Please look up strategies for that. We're talking about tantra. We're talking about living a tantric life. We're talking about breath work. We're talking about a lot of different things. If you guys just look up and do the research that you need to do on harnessing sacred sexuality, you're getting ready to really, really, it's setting the stage for manifesting very, very big things in your life. So I got that from these two cards here. For me, it was about this buildup and this buildup of really, really powerful energy, powerful and like universal cosmic kind of energy, like sacred geometry. That's what Metatron is dealing with here. He is very, very high level energy, and it's being built up from your sacral chakra. And so there is this buildup and this charge of sacred sexual energy that is coming into this arena, this group of people that we're talking about. And they're telling me that you need a strategy when those things start to happen, when you can feel it building, doing your research ahead of time and pulling in all of the information that you can about how it builds your spirituality, how you can raise your consciousness by harnessing this energy, and not just giving into a sexual need or using that and it coming out as rage because you don't realize it's coming from that kind of sexual charge. Look into that. Do some research. Do the work that I'm telling you guys. I'm giving you the information. Do some more further work into this. Give each other the information. Send me the information that you come across, and I'll forward that along to people too. It's definitely something that you need to be looking into right now. All right. Okay. Whoever this is, out of toast, said, unsure of how I arrived, but I'll bite. Spirit brought you here for some reason. That's how it happens with anyone, and that's how it happens when there is a message that you need. Also, hello. Hey, and it feels like you have a question right now that you have a question that you want to ask. And I want to answer it because they're like, no, they are sure of how they got here. Spirit led you here because you have a question about something that you need to know, that you're wanting to know about, that I can help guide you to, I think. Thank you to my moderators, by the way. I don't know what just got deleted, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. It matters to me. But you're on top of it. Thank you. There's a song on right now too I want to listen to. And all it said was, my baby don't care. My baby don't care. My baby don't care. This is about somebody's counterpart that they're saying, how could we have this connection? Why does it appear that he doesn't care? Why have I put in all this work for someone who doesn't care about me? Feels like that was somebody's question. If it was, let me know, and they're like, okay, we'll speak up and I'll let you know. Yes, Adrian, definitely for you. Yes. Yep. You were definitely at that level where holding on to, she said, this is my struggle. And yes, I'm learning and needed this. Use it for manifestation. I did a reading for her not long ago and it was very powerful. I feel like yes, this is definitely something that is going to help you to manifest big things in your life. What is the meaning of life? Yep. Let's find out right now. Yes, it's very broad. Let's figure it out. Let's see what they say. It's way too many. That's like 10 cards. That's too much meaning. Can we just narrow that down just a little bit? It's love. Really, it's that simple. It really is love. It's unconditional love. It's united love. It's unity. Because everything else stems from that. The meaning of life is connection, resonance, vibration, all of those things connected to one another, connected to us. It's present here right now. It's what brought you here. Victory. They're saying, yes, that was all the things. Those are all the meaning of life. And the meaning of life is also feeling victorious, coming to completion. You are a divine being. Come to that conclusion. It's the number 10. It's a fucking 10. Victory. Victory is mine. That's the meaning of life, guys. It's really that simple. All right. Fucking 10. Yes. It's never going to get old. And if you guys haven't seen that movie, you have to go to the part that I'm talking about. It is Varsity Blues and it's Billy Bob. It's like a 10, fucking 10. You have to see it. If you haven't seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm going to take another question. Lloyd, do you have a question for me on here? There's a song on. Echo, turn it up. Into the Mystic, Van Morrison. We're getting ready to get into some mystical shit right now. Ready? Into the Mystic. Echo, turn it down. That's where we're going. This next question, whatever it is, it's Into the Mystic. It's gear up because it's higher consciousness. I mean, we did just talk about the meaning of life, so maybe that was just Into the Mystic, but mysterious energy. I love that you said I claim that message. Yeah. Yeah. You just claimed your sovereignty again. I'm sovereign. What is blocking my abundance? Nadine just said, what is blocking my abundance? Miss Sally Marie 20. I want to find out what her question was too. What's blocking my abundance? Fear, anticipation that something is coming, fear of failure, fear of when you are not your authentic self. There's like darkness ahead. There's always this darkness. There's always this, well, this could happen. This could happen. This could fail. This is another number 10. It's time to stop questioning yourself. It's time to stop expecting the worst. It's time to embrace the storm when it does come in. Stand in the middle of that motherfucker. Just be like, bring it. What? Bring it. I'm sovereign. I'm strong. I'm safe. I'm protected. No matter what you bring, I am going to be fully me 100%. I have come to the completion of fearing whatever it is you bring my way. Bring it. I'm a fucking warrior. Bring it. You're not going to knock me off of my horse. And if you do, it's because I was meant to. I was meant to learn what it is to climb back up again. So thank you for that. So true. I don't know how to kick that. One little tiny step at a time. Challenge yourself. I just had a session with someone earlier, and I told her to challenge herself. She knows what she needs to do, and it is just challenging yourself one tiny little bit at a time. Whatever it is that you fear, what do you fear when it comes to your abundance? I fear taking a chance. I fear failing. Commit to yourself that I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just this once. And I'm really, really going to observe what happens when I do that. And I'm going to observe the positive and the negative. And I'm going to hold both of those equally and say the dark means just as much as the light. The negative from this experience means just as much as the light. And they are both there for my highest and greatest good. And so I'm going to appreciate both of them. I have a healthy respect for the negative and the dark. And what is it teaching me about myself? What is it teaching me about the fear that I had before this? Does it stop me? No, because the next step that I take and the next time that I challenge myself is going to show me even more things that I need to learn about myself in order to be able to take the next challenge and take the next challenge and take the next challenge and step more into me. The more you do that, the more your light body expands and the less you're going to need to challenge yourself. It's just going to be, you're going to be in a more of a state of allowance. Spirit is here to help you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Huh. Can it be that my divine masculine is not born on earth? Yeah. It could be that you're not born on earth, that a lot of us aren't. A lot of times what that does is it instills this template and this feeling of not being at home. I don't ever feel comfortable and at home and safe in this body. It's happened a lot for the divine feminines too, where it's connected to sexual trauma, or it's played out as sexual trauma also, where it's like disassociation. We have disassociated from our body and like left our bodies because we weren't comfortable being in, we didn't feel home here. It didn't feel safe. And a lot of times that's connected to not being from Earth, being a starseed, and never having integrated your starseed self into this human body, into this physical body. That's why we need to start taking all of this higher consciousness knowledge, all of this 5D knowledge, and anchoring it down into our human bodies, into our 3D bodies. We are allowed to have this human experience. We get to. We are lucky enough to have this physical experience, and it's the one that we're having right now. So to enjoy it now, we need to anchor all of this knowledge down into our bodies and really speak to our bodies and connect with them and connect with nature. And it's like being reborn here, being reborn and allowing ourselves to be earth beings now. I told you we were going into the mystic. Vicki Walbridge, I'm sorry for that. Clearing that trauma, clearing that. I posted 2 trauma videos that you might, if you haven't seen them already, you might want to go back and watch, because it's all about clearing the distorted masculine and the sexual trauma from childhood. It may help. All right, so I'm going to take a question. I'm actually going to switch over to a tarot deck. What's on the bottom? The bottom is financial constraints. We were just talking about abundance just a little bit ago too. Some of you are having some major financial issues. And what I was just talking about was grounding down into your physical body, getting in touch with your divine masculine energy, connecting the distortions that you see in your twin or your counterpart or your divine masculine energy. Those distortions, use them as learning opportunities for yourself. Connect with it in that way and understand that finances are just another symbol of self-worth. If you're coming into financial hardship, it has a lot to do with why you believe that your worth relies or lies outside of yourself. There's more to this that I have a feeling is going to come up. I feel like a lot of divine feminines right now are really like on the verge of, financial abundance, but they're really noticing, oh, why can't I just get my money together? It's about getting yourself grounded. It's about getting into your masculine energy and realizing that it is there. It's just, what is your strategy right now when it comes to money? It's not having a solid knowledge base on how to be organized when it comes to money, honestly. Some of that has to my phone just went off there like bing, yep. It's like a 3D program or a template where, especially if you come from a family where you had a single mom or something like that, she was so busy taking up the role of mother and father, the masculine template of they're the ones that are responsible for the money or keeping track of it and taking care of it. The knowledge of that didn't get transferred over to the kids, to the feminine energies. And it was on purpose. It was meant to make sure that the feminines stayed reliant on the masculines, especially for money. And in that way, they were kind of owned by this patriarchal system. It's educating yourself, it's getting yourself organized, understanding, doing the research, like I said. So I'm giving you this information. Take that and really do research on what can I do people balance checkbooks anymore? I don't know, but what's the best way to balance my checkbook? How much money should I have in savings? Why am I not able to put money into savings? Really writing out all of your finances for the month and saying, where do I spend too much money? I really am frivolous with it, but also why am I spending too much money in those areas? I'm doing it because it makes me feel better, because I'm treating myself in a way that I can't afford, but it is it's coming from a place of need. And it snowballs like that, and it teaches you so much about it. So definitely look into just the organization of that. I'm also going to turn my phone off real quick so that it doesn't keep going off, even though they're giving me messages through that also. I need to look at something else too as we're talking about money. Jennifer Como, thank you so much for the donation. So they also wanted to bring me to the messages that were coming up on my phone, and I usually have it muted. I don't know why it wasn't muted. I don't know why I turned it off in that way, but I was just looking down whatever the notifications are on there. And as I'm talking about finances and abundance and being in a space of abundance and self-worth and understanding your own power and sovereignty, I just get confirmation from the universe that it's going to come in when you just get into a space of allowing and just being your authentic self. I just had a donation come in from one of you guys that is not an amount that would be connected to like one of my services or anything. That it's just it's money that just came in that someone donated to me without me expecting it, or with just sitting back and speaking my truth, helping you to understand your truth. And spirit is just going to provide. They just are. Do the work. You have to do the work to yourself and to what they're guiding you to, and to further knowledge and further ascension and higher consciousness. And they're going to take care of you. They are. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer, for that, by the way. All right. Oh, Karen. Hi. Nice to see you. Karen says, thank you, Karen. My first time commenting publicly on anything and was anxious. So thank you, everyone. Proud of you. Okay. Hi. Hey. I can see that was for the other Karen, not for me, Lloyd. Thank you. Some of you are wanting to know about your divine masculine. It's just like, okay, enough of this mystic nonsense. We're talking about star seeds. I want to know about my divine masculine. I want a message from my divine masculine. I can feel it. Is that the truth? I want to pull some cards from the tarot right now. And I just want to know from you guys what you want to know about. Mrs. Blue said yes. Thank you for admitting it. All right, so I want a message from Mrs. Blue's divine masculine. That's what I want. Look at everybody. Everybody's like, yes, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. All right. So, mm, all right. I'm going to start with Mrs. Blue, and this is going to apply to other people too. When I channel divine masculine energy, it is the divine masculine that is connected to this group of you who resonates with each other. You're in the same collective. So, a lot of times, this message is from your divine masculine also. So, even though I say Mrs. Blue, it could apply to Renee, it could apply to Red Skywalker, it could apply to you, Lisa. I see you there. It could apply to Leslie. This could be for all of you guys. Um, it also applies to the messages that we were just talking about. So don't forget that your divine masculine is not outside yourself. You're going to look outside yourself and you're going to say, this is about my twin. This is about this person. I also want to challenge you to take that message back into yourself and apply it to you and how you can, flip that switch. Divine masculine is in a space of really understanding what it is to take a leap of faith and step off the cliff. It's like that 0 point. Your divine masculine is on the 0 point, looking out to the mystic, looking out into the universe and like, what is all this? Are you kidding me? This is like, it's like just after awakening, looking around in awe, like the world just completely opened up to him. And it's like he doesn't even realize the portal that he just stepped through. It's like he just stepped through a portal in time. This looks to me like he's on the other side of that portal. And it could be the 1010 portal that just happened. We're coming up to the 1111 also. So who knows? It may be that he actually steps off this cliff and just decides to go all in and like, okay, I am spiritually awake now. And now I'm off to the races. It could be that the 1111 portal pushes him into that. My divine masculine was just posted a video on his page too about his awakening and what that looked like and the accelerated growth that he went through right after that. I have always said that I feel like the divine masculines within their awakening, it's not going to take as long as it took us. I've been on the journey for 2 years now. Some people have been on for even longer than that. When the divine masculine awakens, it's like the energy is so grounded. The divine masculine energy is so grounded. It's like when that becomes his reality and everything around him now looks like this, it's like, okay, now I need to anchor this in. I need to learn everything that I can about it. And I need to just jump all in, balls to the wall. It's like a super accelerated path to success. It's a brand new path. And he understands, like, he's looking over here at this card, at this path, at this success. And he's just like being drawn in. It's like a tractor beam. The abundance of it, the feeling of joy within it. He's like so mesmerized by what that looks like that he's going to step off that without even thinking twice. He's just like, oh, there's cloud. I didn't even notice there were clouds in front of me. He's just going to be supported without realizing that he just stepped off a fucking cliff. It's amazing. That's a really beautiful energy right there. Really looking into his spirituality and astrology and starseed. Somebody asked about, is it possible my divine masculine is not from Earth? It's almost like getting in touch with his starseed being in the 5D again in order to, they're so rooted in their 3D energies and their bodies that it's getting in connection with this and, bringing it down here to Earth, to himself. There's something about the rose in her hand also. It's like a message. It's delivering a message. It's having received a message. It's almost like he received the message of this love and purity and peace. A white rose is about purity and new beginning, new growth. He received that, stepped through the portal, and he's holding on to that without even realizing that that's the message he just received. But it's almost like, okay, I have a mission now. I need to follow this. I have to go. Doesn't realize that he's getting ready to almost deliver this peace and purity and something to wherever it is he's headed, to this path. And for you, it's, how is that reflected back to you? What is it that you need to embrace and be in awe of and step into? in order to find your ultimate peace, this new path. For you guys, this is a message for divine feminines too. You are in awe of the growth that's in front of you, the energy that's in this reading, union energy. It's like, look at how it feels in here right now. Do you feel the power of like union energy and this powered up kind of ascended higher consciousness? If you see that and you're like, I want that, I want to do the work to get to that place. I'm in union with myself. I draw on the power of that. I warrior through, and it has brought me union in the physical also. If you're looking at that like, that's successful, that's the path that I want, that's what I want to do, how do I get there? Allow yourself to be led and just step off the cliff no matter what that looks like. Okay? It's there. It's right there. And it's abundance in union energy. You feel union energy with me too. Divine feminines, we are in union with each other. I have never felt more connected to the collective of divine feminines than I do at this point in my life. All right. So there's your message from your divine masculine. That is a message about your divine masculine, what he's going through right now. It's also a message from him. Have faith. Do the same thing. Do the same thing. He's saying, look, this is such a beautiful thing that we've got going on right now. This is a really beautiful, divine energy around us. I don't know what it all means, but it's fucking beautiful. And it's, I can see where it's leading. I just want to step through that gate. And he's wanting you to take that leap also, no matter what that looks like in the 3D. If you can look at this as the divine masculine energy, not the person. Do not connect that to a person, and it may be accelerated growth. It could be just like, okay, I let go of the need to have it be this person or a person or whatever that is. I know that ultimately it's going to make me glow like that bitch is glowing. It's going to take you right where you need to go real fast. Your ascension's going to go. If you're in union, okay, FemRems 811 just said, if you're in union with yourself and meet a new person, will it mess up the union with your DM if you're in separation? As within, so without. If you're in union with yourself and you meet a new person who just came in, you need to look at that new person and say, is that a reflection of the union within me? Because my 3D with my DM is not reflective of the union within me. It's all it reflects is distortion. We're still in separation. We still haven't come together. He still has not ascended the way that I have ascended. Your 3D is reflecting your 5D and what you have going on within you. As within, so without. If you're in union here, someone new just stepped forward, could be that. If you're open to it, step off the cliff. Allow yourself to be guided. Allow the universe to guide you to that person and show you the meaning of that person. That could be your union right there. You want to open your eyes to your union? It's an energy, not a person. That's what I had to do. And he's fucking beautiful. Three of Wands. What are you manifesting? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You're holding on real tight to this wand right here, that movement, the movement that you have been waiting for a long time. And there could be other energies standing around you, waiting for you to turn around and open your eyes to something else. Look at how far off that ship is. There's other energies standing there that could match what yours is, what your movement is. They're just wanting you to open your eyes. 88 people. 88 is a super, super spiritual number. All right. You guys have another question? Adrian, I'm working in impatience mode with my divine masculine. So I am stepping back from him for a couple of days. I needed to hear that message. Okay. These messages are for you too. What are you manifesting? You're impatient with what it is that his growth is telling you or not telling you. You're impatient about work that he's doing or not doing. It's about you. There's so much more of an ease to it. This does not need to be the struggle that it has been made out to be if we can see our own power and stop giving it away to other people. Oh, yeah. Thank you, W. Luna Bo. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. All right. I have 29 thumbs up right now. If everyone in here hits the thumbs up, if you haven't already, hopefully it'll go up to like 50. Let's hit 50 right now. It does make a big difference for visibility, for being seen, for the message getting out there, for bringing more people into this united space, to bringing people who need this message. Also hit share if you haven't done that, if you haven't subscribed already, hit subscribe and the notification button so that when I do post more stuff, you'll know right away, especially if I have lives. I'm going to be doing more lives because I really love this. I'm going to listen to the song real quick. Echo, turn it up. Oh, it's the sound of silence. They're wanting me to talk about separation and no communication. Also, those people who are ignoring what I'm saying. Because they're like, well, it kind of resonates with me, but I am, I'm staying firm in my belief system. It's this person. I know that I have this connection with this person. They need to do a little bit more work. They need to do some work. And when they do, they're going to come around. And that's the belief system that I've had all of this time. And so I'm not going to abandon myself. I'm not going to abandon my beliefs. I know that I have work to do. He has more work to do. He's going to show up after that. As within, so without. If you have gotten past that point where you've worked through those things and you are continuing to ascend and you're continuing to come into a higher consciousness and a higher consciousness, and they are still doing the work and still doing the work, and there's still no communication, and there's still the 3D is not reflective. It's very, very, very unbalanced. It's still not reflecting it. It's still not reflecting my growth and the work that I've done and the work that I've put in. Maybe I just need to put in a little bit more work and not pay attention to this. He is doing his work. We need to start paying attention more to the 3D. And I was one of those people who was like, no matter what is happening in the 3D, they are being led the way that they are being led. And so you need to pay attention to yourself. That is true. And that was true then, and it is still true right now. But I think that opening our eyes a little bit more to the 3D, and especially the more and more work that we put in there, not giving our power away to relying on, okay, well, someday they're going to come back into this, and there's no way that it could be reflected on the outside in any other way besides this. Because as within, so without. If you're up here in your spiritual development and the 3D connection with your counterpart is still down here and it's not reflecting, that is not about you, other than not paying attention to the 3D. Not paying attention to the fact that this person is not ascending the way that you are, and they're not open to it. And so is it that person? Why is that so scary? Why does that trigger me? Right now, some of you are just like, she doesn't have any right to say that. She doesn't have a right to say, it could be that this person is not your person. This person is not your twin, or this person is a catalyst twin, or this person is a karmic twin, or this person is a false twin. Whatever that definition is, I think we need to start talking more about that 3D person, so that instead of hiding behind our triggers and our fears, we can really start putting in the work to noticing how much work we have done and how much this person is not doing and why it feels so out of balance. It is possible that they are all of a sudden going to ascend. They're going to come into it, and all of a sudden they're going to ascend, and they're going to meet us up here. How long are you going to wait for that? That's up to you. But I think that we really need to start paying attention to what's in the 3D, because there are karmic twins out there. There are catalyst twins. I had a catalyst twin, and he was so important to me, and he took me as far as I needed to go. And as soon as I was able to let go of the person and hold on to the sacred energy that I could feel within our connection, the full essence of that sacred energy, that sacred masculine showed up as a different person, my sacred twin. And I was able to let go of my catalyst twin. And that was one of the hardest realizations that I had to come to. It triggered me over and over again. And I am going to continue to trigger people by saying that and saying that it's possible that that's your situation also. But you know what? I got triggered over and over again. And I did the work about myself to figure out where those triggers come from, why they were triggers, and why I had to hold on so tight to have that identity tied in with someone else. Now you guys need to do the work and figure out where those triggers are coming from for you, if that's triggering you or if you have a fear. It may be that you just don't resonate with that and you need to learn in a different way. But if you resonate with me, and something is clicking with you, but you feel so scared of what that means for you in your path, let's dig into it. Seriously, let's connect and book a private reading with me, and let's figure out like what the essence of all of that is. Yes, it's possible. They're learning their karmic lessons while you ascend, and it may be that they are a karmic lesson for you as well. It may not just be about them learning their lessons, and it's when you don't see results, you don't see results, you don't see results. It's as within, so without. So if they're learning karmic lessons, what are the karmic lessons that you're learning? It could be that they are your karmic lesson and you're not seeing that. That karmic lesson could be about fear. Yes, it's rough, Julie Egan. Yes. But it's coming out there. It's coming out more and more and more. There are many more readers that are coming out and saying, this one was a karmic, this one was a catalyst, and they've been sitting on it for a while because they're worried about triggering people or losing viewers or people not resonating with them anymore. And it comes from a place of fear, a fear in losing abundance or losing, having to reconfigure things, or what does that mean for me? What does that mean for them? It's really hard to maneuver because we have put so much weight and so much responsibility on twin. It's this person, and it can only be that way. It needed to be that way up until a certain point of our awareness and our ascension. And now we are ascending past that. They are opening our eyes and broadening our view to something else, something new, something bigger. They've built us up to a certain point where we can see bigger than that. Yes, someone said that's a lot to digest. Yes, it is. So if you, the song is, my mama told me there'd be days like this. There are days like this. There are days where you see something and you're like, that's scary. What does that mean for me? I don't agree with that. I don't want to agree with that. And that doesn't apply to me. It's not the same situation. It's possible that it's not. It's possible that that's your ego talking and you're scared of something. And it's about examining fear. So yeah, it's really hard to take sometimes. And it was so hard for me. That's another thing that I want to tell you guys. I talked about this in the beginning. Don't forget that I did the work behind the scenes too. I kicked and I screamed and I was pissed and I had to go through trauma releases. When I came to the realization that it could be another person, Spirit put him right there in front of my face. He was in front of my face for 5 months. And when they made me recognize the fact that it could be him and not the twin that I had been connected to all of this time, I was pissed. I was like, but what does this mean for me? This has been my twin. That's my story. That is what I have believed in all this time. And it's gotten me all this way. There's no way that they could have, why are they giving me all these signs then? Because I was meant to interpret those signs from a certain perspective for a certain amount of time until it got me to a place where I could see bigger and broader than that. And then I started interpreting the signs differently. I realized that my ego was interpreting a lot of those signs. And now it's time to step into a higher awareness because that's what I'm manifesting for myself. I was ready for it. I was ready. And Spirit was like, you're kicking and screaming, but just wait till you see. Just wait till you see. This is so amazing. It's exactly what you have wanted. It's what I was building up to this entire time. Union with a divine counterpart, union and ascension within myself. It's what I was searching for. I just needed to be attached to my catalyst to get me to that point. And when they showed it to me in front of my face, I couldn't deny it. I could not deny it. And so I have achieved what I was talking about, union with my counterpart, with my divine counterpart. It's a divinity, it's an energy, it's not a person. I accepted that here, and it showed up in a physical vessel, as within, so without. So it's being evidenced in front of me in a vessel for me to, for the universe to reflect back to me the amazing growth that I've had up until now. It's incredible. You guys have that out there for you. Okay, Julie said, Spirit stepped in because some twins were going awry, getting lost in 3D, taking too long, timeline shift. Yeah, they've been taking too long, peeling away the matrix template that your divinity is outside of yourself, and you're only able to see it connected to a distorted vessel. And we're going to keep distorting it. We're going to keep distorting it. And you only deserve this distortion and suffering. And, you can do all of those things. You can examine yourself. You can find the things that you need in order to grow reflected back to you through your union with divine feminines, with other people out there. It doesn't need to be connected to your twin if you have the awareness that they're just carrying around your distortions to show you as a mirror, because you're unable to see it within yourself. Once you start doing that, you can see that reflected back to you in other divine feminines. And it feels like that kind of mirror back and forth is more potent because they're having an empathic, they're going through the exact same thing or did at some point. And so they can show it to you better than you needing to see it reflected backwards in a mirror. And it's going to get you to your union faster, union here and your growth. Unity consciousness, it's the union between us is lighting me up like this too. You have no idea how anxious I was to get back into this space again and connect with you guys. And it happens to be supported by the complete loving energy of my divine masculine, who sees all of that in me too, who can't wait to to feel the energy of this light coming back at him, because he's just like, I love to see you like that. You're like amazing, epic. All right, night, Tamar. Thank you for being here again. I'm going to pull a couple of last cards. Secrets, darkness. The light is being shined. Look at how much brighter the light is than the darkness. Those of you that are on the verge, you have so much light right now shining on this little teeny tiny darkness. But can you appreciate the darkness? Can you be in your element, still in the darkness, and examining what it's telling you? This guy's walking on water. If you can figure out how he does that, you can harness the energy of the darkness and say, okay, what is it teaching me? What is it teaching me about myself? I'm shining the light on this fear, but transmuting that fear into something that propels you forward is, in essence, you learning to walk on water. You're not going to sink with it if you embrace it. Walk with it. All right, Lisa, what if your DM is also spiritual and the mirror is reflecting ability to show up and do the work and connect to emotions and intuition and fully trust your own intuition and inner knowing and faith? That is definitely being reflected back to you. And that's beautiful. It's a beautiful reflection, especially if you're able to see that. That's showing that you have stepped into your own light and are appreciating your own light. Are you doing it at the expense of seeing what that light, seeing the shadows that that light is casting on it? Are you only seeing the good that is being reflected back to you? Are you avoiding the shadow aspect that is being reflected back to you? If the answer to that is yes, all of that light being reflected back to you by your divine masculine, he is in an amazing energy and he's able to reflect all that back to you. Dig a little bit deeper and do the work and focus also on what's missing. What is the distortion within our connections still? Because as within, so without. If you are not coming to what you feel is union with your divine masculine, there's something that's holding you back. And so analyzing what that is really going to be important towards stepping into union with your divine masculine. All right. Sienna says, until there is actual meeting in 3D, and only communication in the 5D, is it realistic to feel love for the other twin? Does that mean a twin that is here in the 3D? I want to make sure that I'm understanding the question. Okay, so you haven't met a twin yet, but you know that you're a twin. You know that you have a divine connection. It's almost like what I was talking about earlier, like not having grounded that into your earthly body, that you're very 5D and you're very intuitive, and it's not grounding that into your body space and getting in connection with your divine masculine energy. It's almost like you're completely outside of your body. You're completely head space and intuitive divine feminine space. It's almost like your divine masculine within you hasn't been born yet. So it's really, really getting in connection with your earth energy. If you're watching readings and you watch, let's say, elemental signs like air sign, water sign readings, blah, 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 look into your birth chart and see if you're really lacking earth elements in your chart. And if you are, it may be that you need to start balancing more and bringing in more earth into your environment, into your being, into your knowing, watching earth sign readings and getting your messages from them, connecting with nature, breathing, doing breath work, like I always say, getting into body spaces that are going to connect you with divine masculine energy. There's another one that I saw here. Okay. Shane, he said, I didn't see the other comments that were on here that you put, but it says, I'm struggling with being cut off from all who I resonated with. It's too hard to face alone right now. It's also really hard to face the truth sometimes. And have they cut you off, or have you cut them off? Have you in a way, tried to take back your power, and it's easier to deal with things alone or to feel like you're alone than to continue to resonate with people who challenge you and who bring up fears in you and who bring up triggers in you. Is it easier to fight back against that and then withdraw and say, I feel abandoned? Um, of course, it feels easier to do that, but the work that I'm talking about you needing to do is understanding that sometimes you have to sit in the middle of the storm and figure out what it's saying about you, not about other people, about you. And why is it triggering? Why does it feel like a trigger? Why am I so afraid? Also, why am I so afraid to be alone? Why do I feel so alone? I know that I'm not. I know that I'm connected to this group of people. I still resonate with all of these people, but why do I feel so alone? The divine masculine energy is screaming to you. It is screaming to you to ground into your body and to really connect with your divine masculine collective of people. I want you to get in touch with Lloyd. That's what you need to do. That's what spirit guided the last time too, that we were in touch with each other. If you guys are looking to get an understanding from a divine masculine's point of view, his journey, his healing that he offers, go over to his website. It's Light Side Energy Healing, and check it out. It's going to help you. He's a powerful, powerful energy healer and guide, and he just is ascending at massive rates right now. All right. I'm going to get another card from, they're like cutting me off now. Obviously, it's been an hour and 21 minutes. People are going to say, this is so long. This is such a long reading, but the energies in here are so supportive, and you need to draw off the energy of these. Shane, definitely get a hold of Lloyd, okay? We've spoken a little bit about the situation, and he's waiting to talk to you. So send him over an email again, and he's gonna talk to you about all of this. It's gonna make more sense once you see it from a different perspective. Not being responded to is not a disconnect. There are a lot of other factors going into when someone doesn't respond to you. You have to remember that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. And sometimes it's about the discharge of that static kind of energy. It may be that they just haven't responded yet. You still have yet to see the full picture because they haven't chosen to show you the whole picture. All right, this is the power of surrender. Power of surrender cards. Right now, there's a lot of energy, like kind of fighting back about fear and triggers and releasing the need-based energy. This goes back to the very beginning also of when we were talking about that static charged, you are coming into higher consciousness. They are pushing you to really understand the energetic charge that is being built up by sexual energy, by a divine connection, by all of that, and using it to manifest, and understanding that you are already using it to manifest. You're manifesting things without realizing that you're manifesting. It is being shown to you in a negative way, and also in a positive way that you don't realize you're manifesting for yourself. You manifest exactly what you need in your life as you need it. If your 3D is always reflecting something that feels out of balance with what you have ascended to, there's something that you're missing in the 3D. And if you fear what that is, you need to dig way down into that fear. Don't run from the fear. Allow it to launch you. I have done the work and launched myself into every single one of those fear-based programs. And I was like, fuck you. You're not going to do this to me anymore. I'm sick of being afraid all the time. I'm sick of having my power outside of myself. What am I so afraid of? I'm afraid of actually being happy. I'm afraid of actually manifesting what it is that I want in my life because it's not with this person. I had to do the work to get to the point where I realized that it wasn't that person anyway. It just wasn't. They were showing me that. They were knocking me in the forehead with it. He just got married last weekend. So I got what I wanted. I got what I manifested. And it's the energy of this is wanting you guys to have that too, wanting you to have that security and the stability within you, the trust in spirit, knowing that it is going to be okay. You are guided exactly where you need to be guided. And it is for your highest and greatest good. Those are the intentions that they have for you. You have to learn how to have them for yourself. You can do it. You can do it. Push through the fear. Push through the fear. And if you need more answers, go search for the answers. Really, really work hard in your healing and search for the answers in a united force, in connection with other divine feminines, in booking a reading and really listening to spirit and the guidance that they have for what you can do to find those answers and how to listen. You guys are so powerful. The reason that the twins are so important is because they have, it's a collective of really, really powerful healers and light workers that are meant to do very, very big things for the growth on this earth. And they are pushing you really hard, and they're going to continue to do that until you can see more clearly and more clearly and more clearly and be able to guide other people in doing the same thing. I ask this with so much respect. Thank you, Misty Jane. But are you sure this is your divine masculine? How are you so sure? I had a reading that I did where I talked about separating out the twin energy from the distorted masculine energy from the sacred masculine energy, and understanding that was a channeled message that I had. And really getting in touch with that sacred masculine energy. What is it that I feel within that connection? What is it that I'm feeling so strongly? Because I felt like I had that connection with my catalyst twin, but there were so many other distortions in with it. That's not the energy that I feel there with me all the time. Those distortions don't exist in that energy. That's why I was always so confused. So write down, and this is what I did. I wrote down all of the characteristics of that sacred masculine energy and what that was to me. What are those characteristics? And they don't have all of those distortions like lack of communication and ghosting and all of that stuff. It was just all of the things that also what I want to manifest, what I want, what my match is when it comes to a divine counterpart, something that matches mine and is complementary to mine as well. All of those things I wrote down on a piece of paper and in the new moon energy. And then I slept with them under my pillow. And then as a ritual for that next full moon, I said them out loud. I made them be by expressing them and creating the vibration of those truths. And I then burned it and allowed the energy and the wind, the energy of the full moon to take those and to manifest them. And it was maybe 2 weeks later that my eyes were opened to this sacred masculine energy that came in. And I had actually taken a picture of that sacred masculine list that I had. And I was like, is he these things? Yeah, 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 yep, yep. Is it possible that it's him? Yes, yes, yeah. And the list ended, but the positive, the sacred characteristics, they kept going because they were coming from him. And I was like, but he also does this. And he is characteristics that I couldn't even have imagined to put onto that list. He matches me in such a way that I have never seen myself mirrored back that strongly. I've never been able to see myself that strongly before, ever. And I got confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. I'm a pretty intuitive and psychic person. And the messages and the channelings that I got after just existing in acceptance, in the energy of it could be this other person, were off the charts. Off the charts. There is no way that they were going to allow me to have doubt about it at all. That this is the sacred masculine that I need in my life, that I manifested in my life because I now was ready for it. The characteristics of the distorted masculine, that's what they kept showing me in my catalyst twin. That's what they kept showing me. You want confirmation that this person is your twin? He's still getting married, still not communicating with you, still not blocking you everywhere. That was the confirmation that I was getting from spirit. Even though I had been building my intuition more and more and more, and my connection with spirit was more and more pure, they were still giving me messages to that. So someone on here said too, is that I'm learning not to doubt what I know and doubt my intuition. And I was not doing that. I was not doubting my intuition when it came to knowing that he was my twin. It's just that the story that they had told me up until that point was he was my one and only twin. When I got to a point where I was able to surrender and allow myself to believe that, yes, he was the twin that I needed up until this point, and that catalyst twins do exist, and that your sacred masculine looks nowhere near as distorted as that. It does not look like that kind of distortion at all. That's when I knew even more about trusting my intuition. That doesn't mean that I abandoned the intuition that I had just before that. It meant that I was trusting other people's intuition too, to piece together the picture, the bigger picture that I couldn't possibly have on my own. That's how I know for sure that he is my sacred masculine. And if I could give you all the, I can't even, it's another hour and a half video of all the affirmations and confirmations that I have gotten, and the bigness and the boldness of the connection and who he is and who I am within that energy, the magic that's happened, the manifestations around both of us. Complete confirmation. Do you feel a change in me? Do you feel a change in my energy? Can you feel the passion coming from the knowing of what union looks like now after having looked at it this entire way, this entire time? That's how I know. That's how you know that this is without a doubt my divine masculine. Thank you for that question. It's important. This is everyone's time of awakening. This is for you too. There is a reason for this. There's a reason that you're seeing this from me. There's a reason that you're meant to see and really rely on the fact that I know this is my divine masculine. I understand now that there is such a thing as a catalyst twin, and I appreciate him so much. He had such a purpose in my life. This does not negate your growth up until the point where you realize it and you surrender. When you surrender, there's a chance that that twin could step into sacred energy, and they're going to show that to you. You will get confirmation one way or the other about seeing without as within. All right. We're at an hour and 33, and I know that there's so many questions on here. I want to be able to answer them all. Sometimes I get into a channel and I'm just like, I really need to get all of it out, and it's really important, and I feel the passion of it, and I feel the importance of it, and I really want to connect with all of you guys. But I'm also getting to a point where they're showing me there's only so much you can do. And my energy after that last one right there, it was almost like that was an important message. It's kind of like we were leading up to that. You guys needed to know. How do you know, though? How do I know? I was so sure that this person was. How do I know? You don't need to figure it out. You don't need to know. No, you put in the work towards yourself and your own growth, and they're going to show you in such an easier way. it's going to be like dropped right in front of your face. And it's going to be so much easier to come into the knowledge of that when it is your actual sacred twin. So, yes, the catalyst twin also is igniting all of us to our abilities as light workers and healers if we weren't aware of that in the first place, and searching for all of the information that we wanted to about our twin, and like looking into different readers and how they read certain things, and connecting with their intuition has helped to draw ours out in the search for knowledge about our twin outside of ourselves. So that's been a really the main point of it, but a side effect of having been connected to this person is the growth in our psychic and spiritual and intuitive abilities. And they are taking us to a certain point. And once you get to a certain point where you've started to harness that within yourself, these catalyst twins are going to start to drop out. They're going to start to drop out of your need. You're not going to have a need for them anymore. And so you're being pushed to the point of surrender. It could be that those twins were your twins in the first place, but you will not have had all of the distortions and illusions around you and all of the push and pull and the crazy struggle. Spirit is not wanting you to struggle anymore if you don't have to. If you're at a point where you're almost ready to surrender to something bigger than what I can even imagine, no matter what that looks like, I'm surrendering to that. I want that more than anything. Look at how lit up she is. Look at how amazing it is for this person that I've resonated with who is trying to guide the way. Look at how amazing it is for her. What am I fearing? She had fear. She had a really hard time stepping off that cliff without the assurance that this was the right path, or without, I still did have to make the choice. He was there right in front of my face, but you still have free will, and you have to make the choice to allow yourself to be led, to surrender. And when I did that, it all came into complete clarity. But it was not until the point where I decided to surrender and not fear anymore, allow myself to be launched, that I really understood the scope of who my sacred masculine really was, and what was going to lie ahead for me. Jennifer C. Current energy with me and Steve is he's not my sacred twin. I am supporting you. I'm holding you in light right now because I know how hard that surrender is. I know how hard that is. And if that's the realization that you've just come to, we've all got you. You're like stepping off this cliff and you're being guided on our wings right now. And we're taking you to like soar. You're going to fucking fly right now. You're learning to fly. So I'm commending you for saying that out loud. And it's speaking your truth. It's speaking it into reality so that you can open up to the fullness of yourself. That's what's out there waiting for you. It's going to be reflected. Patting you on the back. Is it okay to be friends with my catalyst twin? Of course. Of course. If that's the dynamic that you're able to have without the need and the attachment and the tether to them, yes, of course, they're meant to be your friend to show you more things. Also, from a friend perspective, if you can remove the need for that being your divine connection, then yeah, of course, they're going to show you something. Surrender to inner peace. Allow yourself. It's more stepping off this cliff. This is you after coming through the portal, getting ready to step off that cliff and allowing yourself. And then as soon as you do, that moment that you do, this is what happens. This is what happens once you surrender. It's that Will Smith video. On the other side of maximum fear are all the best things in your life. Figure out why that fear is stopping you. Hit it head on. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. How do I do that though? I can hear you saying it. How do I step through fear? How do I how do I do that? You get yourself into a spiritual practice. It's very important. Grounding, shielding, meditation, visualization, sound baths, salt baths, experimenting, researching, Reiki, accepting the Reiki that's here, understanding that the answers are out there. You just need to research grounding techniques and getting yourself in a space of stillness. What's best for you? It's going to be different for everyone. Experimenting what all those different modalities and stuff are, and figure out what's going to be best for you. For me, the Atlantean healing was a game changer to stepping up to the next level. I don't think I could have busted through the fear barrier without that. My divine masculine does Atlantean healing, and so does his sister Kelly over at theamethysttemple.com and Lightside Energy Healing. Go with your guides and find out whether or not you need the guidance energy of a female energy or a masculine energy, and pick one of the two. If you see 44 all the time, if you see that sync, you may be guided to Atlantean healing, and it's going to clear up so much shit from your past lives that you're only going to be able to focus on this life, which is where you need to reside right now. Thank you guys so much. W. Luna Bo, thank you also for being a moderator. I've seen all of your things on here and answering all those questions. Super chat is enabled, she said. I don't know how to do. There's a little dollar sign at the top. You just click on that. It allows you to donate if you want to donate. Right now, just like in the last live session that I had, and even for those people who are watching this later, I'm going to sit here and absorb your energy because I've been sick the last couple of days, and Spirit is telling me, you pushed it way too far. You're an hour and 45 in, and you channeled some major heaviness, some major tough love for a lot of people, and I may not have had it in me to do that. Yeah, your ears are ringing because there are energies coming in to speak to you. There are very high level angels that are coming in to help guide you and to help show you how to push this energy back to me. So I need to fill up with you guys real quick. I need you to send me as much unconditional love energy as you can right now so that I can absorb it and build myself back up. I have another session after this. My divine masculine is going to yell at me and say, you don't have it in you. Brooke, she said, I missed it. Love your lives. Make sure that you go back and watch it again too, though, because you're going to still absorb the messages and the energies from here. There's something in here for you. All right. I look forward to your message, Lisa. Thank you, Tammy Lee. She said, I love your readings. And it said Tammy Lee something 333. This one is for you too. I hope you've been here the whole time. And if not, you may want to go back and watch this too. There were some messages about 333. Thank you. W. Luna Bo says, carrying your passion and enthusiasm is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. That's my love for life and light and your light and guidance and spirituality and spirit. And thank you for the donation. Sienna said, thank you for taking the time to assist us. I don't want to be anywhere else. It makes me like, this is my sweet spot. This is what fills me up too. So thank you guys. You help me just as much as I help you. I get so much understanding from the connection with you guys that it's part of my learning. It's part of me building myself up. It's part of me pushing. It's part of the work that I do is the connection with all of you and what I learn back from you. So I see you and I see me in you. So thank you too. Thank you, Madeline. I look forward to working with you. Oh, Persia, I like that idea. Please lead on a ritual to right our fears. And how does it feel to be in a healthy soulmate relationship? What's blocking us to receive our happiness also? I have a reading that I did like 2 days ago. It's what's blocking your union that I'm gonna be posting soon. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for supporting me. Um, love you too. Um, Lloyd and I are gonna be doing a lot more, like, sessions together, and, he's coming to visit me in a week, so we're gonna be doing a lot more, connections on what does it feel like to be in a healthy relationship where we don't even need to describe it. Do you feel the energy in here? Do you see the light within this? That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. This connection. Um, but a ritual on writing your fears and what it's meant to feel like, and if you aren't able to feel that, what are the blockages that are stopping you from feeling that? There's a lot more to come, and just keep coming back and hit the notification bell on there so that you know each time that we have a reading come up. We're going to start doing some sessions together so that you can see the collaboration. We're going to be answering questions back and forth, seeing what our conversations are like, because our conversations are like one long channeled message sometime about the collective and about us and our karmics and what we're learning, and our exes, and we're going to be posting more of that stuff too, to be able to help guide you guys and to show you what this is meant to look like, and what it's, the healthy energy of it. It doesn't need to be a struggle. And even when we come up against barriers, how we attack them and how we band together to really, what is this showing us? What is this mirroring back to you? What is it mirroring back to? We're always constantly saying that. What is it mirroring to you? What is it mirroring to you, though? Because you're not quite seeing what I see. And it's the acceptance of using someone else's vision to build the picture for your own, and taking that. This is what it looks like. This is what a healthy soulmate relationship looks like. This is Romeo as he comes in and he talks about, as I'm talking about a healthy relationship. Oh, Adriana, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. She said, I love your genuine energy. Thank you again. You're welcome. Thank you too. I appreciate it. I'm just going to sit in here and bask in this energetic love and light, and snuggle with my cat a little bit. Danita, thank you so much. Get well soon, and thank you for everything you do for us. You're welcome. You're welcome, and thank you. Huh. So I also call the cat. Luna said, "What do you call the cat on the bed?" Lazy ass, but it's that's Flounder. He's usually very skittish. He's usually hiding under the bed. So the fact that he's basking in all of this right now and he's comfortable in this energy too, just goes to show the supportive light that's coming from you guys right now too. He's just, not only is he comfortable in it, but he's just like basking in it. He reminds me a lot of my divine masculine's energy too. He's skittish when it comes to, just kind of shy sometimes around a lot of people, but it comes out of his shell and just like sits there and basks in the light of my energy. He loves to watch when I'm in a flow and when I'm working. I have a feeling if he were here right now, he'd be sitting right there just watching, like basking in it. Right, Lloyd? Your cat can sense energies. Yeah, of course. They're so sensitive to energies. That's why he came in when he came in, to say, yeah, I love that energy too. He always jumps on my lap when I'm in the middle of a love fest. This is just a love fest. It's addicting too. We Lloyd and I get on the phone with each other and a video chat, and it's just like can't tear each other away from the light that's coming from it. And it's like a bunch of crackheads sometimes. It's so lovely. It's just like this love fest. Thank you, Lisa. I'm gonna read Lisa's comment real quick too. If anyone here is really feeling called to book a session with Karen, do it. In capital letters, do it. It brought me so much clarity and empowerment, total up level. And I do a lot of work, and it was super helping and powerful, because seeing with someone else's eyes and seeing with someone else's perspective is so important, no matter how far you are on your journey. You could be a super, super powerful healer and reader yourself and just divine light for other people, but there are things that you are not meant to see on your own. You're meant to have the perspective and energetic signature of this person in combination with yours to see the full picture. So, I rely on this site from other people so much that it really helps. It does help. And I am in 100% to help you figure out what that is and to join you on your journey while you join me on mine too, because I get messages out of the readings too. I get help from the readings and I'm like taking notes and writing stuff down that, like, okay, I see what you did there in connection with this person who came to me for help. So it's that even flow back, it's that union flow back and forth. Thank you, Persia. Yes, I love to see all of us release ourselves from the jail we put ourselves in for so long. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't realize that there are other options out there. There have been so many of us that were locked in this little jail. So, not fearing stepping past that, but also not having the guidance of it, not seeing the evidence of what comes next, and seeing people who have stepped off the cliff, who have actually done it and said, well, guys, it doesn't quite look like what I thought it was going to, and it might not look like what you thought it was going to. The aggressive fear energy that comes back from that is not an easy thing to approach. So there's a lot of people that are experiencing this, but that just haven't come forward yet. So I'm proud to have stepped out of my jail cell and to share it with you guys, no matter what kind of repercussions or what we have to face in the wake of that. I'm up for it. I'm up for it. I'm a fucking warrior, and I'm going to warrior through it so that I can help you guys warrior through it too. Just believe that. Streaming for 111 minutes. So first of all, thank you for that sync. But holy shit, I'm tired. I need to get off here now. I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful to have just basked in that for a while. I think the next one I really am just going to connect with you guys. I'd like to try to do these lives more often and not have them be as long, but do them more often. So that we can just rely on, okay, she's going live now, and it's on a daily basis, a weekly basis, whatever it is. I'm going to try to make that more consistent for you guys so you know when to expect it. I just have been kind of hanging on by the seat of my pants at this point, not knowing what spirit was going to show me. But they're probably going to show me that you did this for too long and you're not going to have any voice after this. So, all right, guys, if you resonate with it, go to my website, book a reading. It's all in the box below, all the information that you need. A couple of people have asked for my PayPal link. Also, if you want to make a donation to help support me in this mission and in spreading our light, the information for that is in the box below too. It's paypal.me / Hawk Intuition. Go to hawkintuition.com to book a reading, and I'm going to be posting some more reviews and stuff. If you've gotten a reading from me and you wouldn't mind sending me a review, that way I can just post it on there, good or bad, whatever it was, the light and the dark. I want them to see all of it. Email that over to me so that I can post it on my website and people can get a better idea of what they're in for when it comes to the scope of what these sessions end up being, other than just a reading. So anyway, yes, please come back and watch the reading if you missed it. If you guys are joining us and it's not in the live chat, this is for you too. It's timeless. You're timeless. I'm timeless. I'm epic. You're epic. Lloyd, you're fucking epic. I love you. And I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?